Hey everybody, it's Chuck. I just want to do this very quick vlog. It's been a while since I've done one. Dad is doing well. Everything's going okay there. Surprisingly, Scouts has done well. My glasses look a little crooked. Scouts is doing well. We look like I'm going to have a new Cub Master. As of right now, I'm still assistant Cub Master, but that's neither here nor there. I just want to go over a few things. Number one, I'm still recording like a madman. I've fallen into a little rut. Not pushing it every day like I really want to, but realistically, in terms of what I have in my possession that I want to get out, the Wave 3 Prime Masters, Hunger, and the rest of the Terracons, and then hopefully I'll get the Wave 3 Scouts, or yeah, Wave 3 Scouts, Outback and Cindersaur. Uh, oh god, somebody's on fire. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten those yet just because the prices on Amazon have been a little high. More on that later. And then maybe a few other things. I have a ton of stuff already filmed. Is that you done? Are you done? That's some horn. Anyway, uh, I have a ton of stuff filmed, and but what's been happening is as new stuff comes in, that has to take priority. And that's where we're going to come right now. I don't know realistically how much more I'll be able to invest in the Cyberverse line because the videos are just not getting the views. Even when they're front page on cybertron.com, um, they're barely getting over 1,000 views, and they need to do a lot more than that. It's just not there. Even something like Acid Storm, which I paid with Amazon gift cards, that hasn't even broken 1,000 views. So I don't know if it's an issue of the interest is just not there, or it's a case of, with those simplified figures, Cartoon Network is airing the show, don't know where the show is. I don't know what time, I don't know how it's airing and what have you. Let me just make sure I got. Okay. I was just fixing the chat thing here. Oh, I got a whole lot of options. It's like this is wonderful. It's like I get distracted by like the little things. All messages are visible. But that's the whole thing. It's like I'm seeing them because I'm able to watch it on demand. A lot of people have to use YouTube or illegal streaming sources, which, by the way, 6:30 is at 6:30 Saturday mornings. Are kids even up yet? I mean, when I was a kid, I was up at 6:30 to watch cartoons and play with toys. That's because I wanted to squeeze every second out of Saturday, but do kids even do that anymore? I mean, that's not really a good hour. I mean, I watch it on demand, actually, I'm ahead than a lot of people. But what I also want to say is, guys, if you have to illegally stream it, don't do it because you're not helping anybody. You're really hurting the situation. I mean, I know it eventually ends up on YouTube. It eventually ends up on Hasbro's. And I'm sorry, I think I got a little hiccup there. Somebody tried to call me, but it's over by 6:45. Well, yeah, because it's a 15-minute show, which apparently that's the thing now. Get in, get out. But it's just not hitting. The other thing is, and this is a bit more serious, the Bumblebee figures are not doing well. Let me give you an example. I had the first wave of Age of Extinction figures. You figure I had them up between they were Thursday and Friday of the week they were released. I think they were released on a Thursday. I mean, I had some. Yeah, I got some off of eBay, but I got some off of Amazon. Like the Armor Knight figures, I got those off of Amazon. I had them in a like the Armor Knight figures, I got those off of Amazon. I had them in a day. I put them up. Within 24 hours, it was 20,000 views, and now they're at around 35,000, 36,000. Also, on the same day, I put up a review of the RID Combiner Force Stunticons, and that did like 26,000 reviews. And and also the Bumblebee Team B one did like 16,000, which, so it was residual. And that's what usually happens. When there's a movie, any reviews that go up, the movie reviews do gangbusters, but residual other reviews get a little residual hit. I did the review of the Power figures. I got them like within a day of them going up on Amazon. I was able, like, either I paid for 1 day shipping or I got them 1 day, or maybe I did 2 days. I don't remember. Um, they still haven't broken 1,000 views. Now, this is what I think happened. Number one, either the figures leaked out overseas, were released early, or overseas reviewers got them illegally, because basically by mid August, you had all of the Wave 1 Bumblebee movie figures except for Studio Series Dropkick. Oh man, I'm sorry guys, I just got cut off. Yeah, let me get the distribution in a second, because that's a very good point. But let me just restate second, because that's a very good point. But let me just restate. It was either they were okay. If I get cut off again, I'm just going to cut this because I don't know what's going on. It was either they leaked out early, were released early, or reviewers got them illegally. But by mid August, you basically had all of Wave 1 covered. So by the time US reviewers were able to get them, which was only through Amazon and regular retail, nobody was selling these figures early overseas that had them in hand. No, there was no interest. Now, obviously, if you look at Optibotimus and Bulk Matrix, they're doing reviews of the same figures I did now and getting more views. That's because they have more regular viewers. I have 2,700 subscribers. I would say only about 300 are regular viewers. I still, and I've talked about this before, last time I checked, 84% of my views come from people not subscribed to the channel. Personally, I think I have a lot of dead accounts and fake accounts subscribed to my channel. But that just makes me appreciate the real people that much more. So, with that being said, the fact that already one figure from Wave 2 of Bumblebee has been reviewed, Power Plus Series Shattered, the car, which is just the repaint of Dropkick, a car Dropkick. I mean, are we going to get to the movie and Wave 2 is going to be a done news cycle? We're going to get to that term in a second. The other problem, I think, and I think it's a bigger problem, is I think Hasbro released the figures too early. End of September, beginning of October for toys for a movie coming out in December is too early. I think it would have been perfect to have the Wave 1 figures hit on Black Friday. And I mean everywhere. Stop releasing early overseas. Transformers is an American brand, Hasbro is an American company. I don't mean to offend anybody, but I think the American collectors, American reviewers should get first shots. I understand that the Asian markets are growing exponentially and apparently are buying more Transformers than America, but still, you gotta be a little fairer to us. But also, on the flip side, I think the news sites, and really there's only one in particular, Sabertron.com, but I don't want to single them out, so I'll say all of them, have to be a little more liberal with their news cycles. I mean, the fact that as of right now, the news cycle on the Wave 1 Bumblebee toys is over and closed before these figures have reached saturation is absurd. The fact that a news cycle, or interest on a figure ends when one of the members of the news staff does a photo review on their own is absurd. I understand people do beautiful work with their photos. They do some great reviews, but a photo review is nowhere near as good as a video review. I've tried doing them, I've read a lot of them. They don't encompass the transformation well, they don't explain certain details as well as actually seeing the figure move in time with human hands, not stop motion, not as part of a larger art piece or entertainment piece. Because there are a lot of Transformer reviewers who the review is just a smaller part of a larger entertainment piece. And I really think that larger entertainment piece. And I really think that has to change. I don't think it's fair to the smaller reviewer that number one, we have to now compete with overseas reviewers who may or may not be getting the videos legally, and also, depending on the country, the videos may not even be monetized. So, what's the point? You're taking money away from us, but also having to compete with members of the staff, who are doing these photo reviews. Because I'll be very honest, if I don't get a video up on Cybertron, even if it's a new figure that nobody else has a video review of, that review's not going to do well. That review will barely hit 200 views, maybe 250. Now, it is possible as we get closer to the Bumblebee movie, the views might spike, but I doubt it. So, right now, realistically, I'm going to wait and see. I might go for one of the Nitro figures. And depending on how that does, depending how other things go, I just might not be able to do the Bumblebee reviews that you would want me to, or in the time that I would that you would want me to. Because here's the other problem. Amazon which is the only place I really can buy figures from, is going absolutely crazy with their pricing. Let me give you an example. Power Megatron from the Power series was $18. The Bumblebee, the Camaro Bumblebee in the same wave, Hot Rod and Dropkick were about $15. In fact, I think Bumblebee might have been 16. The pricing was all over. See, I've heard that Nitro Prime is not good, that it falls apart and it's very hard to stick together. I was going to get Blackout because I wanted to get the Power Plus Optimus Prime. But the pricing is all over. And wait, the Speed figures, the itty bitty ones, they're $13.50. The Nitro series is the only line from the Energon Igniter subline, the only set of figures that are actually priced properly. They're $19. That's what they are. The Power Plus the Bumblebee I got, which was the Volkswagen, was about 15. All the other ones are $18.95. Those should be about $15. And then the Power figures should be about 10, while the Speed figures should be under $10. As of right now, I'm not buying anything until those prices adjust. Now, some people, like even on Cybertron, when I've tried to bring this up, have mentioned that you can return a figure and buy it at the lower price. Let me explain something first. Amazon's policy on price matching is only on televisions and I think one other electronic device. They will not price match toys. They are very strict. They will shut you down if you try to do anything on that matter. You try to explain to them you have a figure from the similar line at a cheaper price point that's closer to the real retail, they won't do it. There's something going on with their algorithms, and it has to do with third-party sellers selling things at an inflated price to begin with, that Amazon matches those prices. I don't want to get into it, but the bottom line is two problems with returning. Number one, even if they ship something to you USPS, for whatever reason they want to have returns done as UPS. That is a major problem, for me at least, because I do not have a UPS store in my immediate area, and the when if you want home pickup, they will try to charge you for it, and you have to argue with them about the home pickup and not doing it. And even then, there's a good chance that the delivery men just won't show up. The second problem is 9 times out of 10, they don't have the figure in stock anymore. It's either sold by third party sellers or they've sold out completely. By the time they get the figures back in stock, the return window has closed. Another issue is, again, how many of us have the money laying around to pay for the same figure twice? I buy a figure, that's it. I don't have money to pay for it again. So a lot of times I'm stuck paying extra for a figure, and then like 3 to 4 days later they drop the price. It sucks. I don't know what Amazon's doing, but Amazon, Target, Walmart have just been horrible in picking up the slack from the closing of Toys R Us. And it's very disappointing. I know it sounds like a whining little. I've just been very frustrated about it because it just makes absolutely no sense. These stores, especially Amazon, have been handed the keys to the kingdom, and they're squandering it. So yeah, so basically right now, I will try to get some more reviews up because I really don't want to get stuck where I'm, hey Dead Master, I don't want to get stuck where I'm putting up like a review every day, and I kind of know I'm gonna have to end up doing that, especially when I'm doing my advent calendar. By the way, I am going to try to get a Star Wars advent calendar. It's just that it's October. It's not even the middle of October. I can't bring myself to buy Christmas stuff now. I just can't. But definitely end of the month, that super like new mold evasion mode Takara Optimus Prime for the Bumblebee movie. The one we've seen that it looks like Evasion Optimus Prime, but it's an all new mold, has a new weapon, it's bigger, it's like a leader class figure. I'm gonna get that. So hopefully I'll get the review up. I'm getting it from Amazon Japan, but going forward, it's gonna be a little iffy. I'd like to get more from the Energon Igniters line, but like I just said, I am not paying $13.50 for a little figure, which is a shame because they're really fun. They are really fun with those little the motor thing. This is Hasbro finally found a gimmick that I think everybody can agree is fun. And watching those little transformers go, it's great. My cat drives my cat nuts. But then with Cyberverse, I don't know. Maybe things will turn around. I have a bad habit of like a video 3 months after the fact will all of a sudden take off. But ooh, you do not speak English, but I use the Google Translator to understand. Oh boy, I like to apologize in advance because people have tried to use Google Translator with. Okay, I got cut off again, so I'm just gonna end it here. So look for some more reviews. Understand if they're not newer figures, why what's going on. I always appreciate everything you guys watch, and I appreciate the time for coming out. I'm sorry if you just got here. I'm taking off because I've lost the stream like 3 times now. You know what? I have a guy coming on Friday, so there might be another vlog talking about that. I just had to get a lot of stuff off my chest, and I appreciate all your help and patience with watching. So, this is your old pal Chuck, and I'll see you next time.